Me. No, I'm not gonna quit. Can't make me quit.
Good afternoon and welcome to DieDragonDie presents the Legends Campaign episode 61. I'm your DM and host Marty, joined by Adam and Ahmed. Mark will probably join us a little bit later. He's got some family stuff that's going on. So yeah, he will likely join us a little bit later. Just give me a moment while I fiddle around with our faces, and you guys can tell me how your week has been.
Ahmed, that was volunteered.
I will start.
Sure.
Right. So work got 3 times as hard because some people did the wrong procedures. Sorry, they did the procedures in the wrong order and removed all my test data. So I spent half my time testing, instead of testing, actually reseeding data.
Generating data for your tests. Okay.
Yes, which I do have a script for, but somebody else used and messed up the data for.
So I have a question about your backup procedures and
Why don't you automate them?
No, these weren't backup
Boom!
procedures.
There we go.
Yeah, these were automated. Somebody messed up my source data, one, and the other guy who did the feed, the new feed, blew away all the old data and all the old. It's a big setup. It's a financial system. So it's very
one of those things about how come you're not doing like backups.
No, it's not coming. There's somebody who supersedes us, and they're like, "Yeah, let's just do it now." I'm like, "No, don't do it now."
Work smarter, not harder, Ahmed.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks.
You're welcome.
On the outside, we saw those huge dragon things today. They were pretty cool. The dragon and the spider fighting. I'll get you some pics later.
Were you high?
I had to actually put spider in because when I typed in Ottawa mech into Google, it just gave me Mech Warrior. So
just go spider.
it's called La Machine. Spider. It's an exhibit from France.
How was your week, Adam?
Week is pretty good.
I'm not done yet.
Okay.
Gym's good. Work's good.
Go ahead, Ahmed.
Dogs are good. Screw you, Ahmed.
And I'm having a good day. I'm done now. Now I'm finished. Can I finish? Can I please finish? Okay, I'm finished.
Well,
it's going to be a rough one.
yeah, exactly.
Gonna be. I don't want to play
going to do
today,
10
guys.
things at once.
I'm not playing today.
Marty. Lemmy-O wants to do this and that and this and this and this and that.
That's what's going to happen.
Hero point. Oh, I'm out.
And then I'm going to try to say something, and then Ahmed's going to be like, "What, are you just a big wuss?"
Stop being such a girl. Well, no, girls aren't weak. They're.
Just shut up now.
You stepped in that all yourself, man. That's all on you, buddy.
Yep.
It's trying to be manly, macho, but no, that's gonna backfire.
Nope. Nope. Fail.
My wife comes down. What did you say? Nothing.
I love you, dear. My wife is actually enjoying her training. She's getting ready for a new job, and this is giving her some interesting perspectives on life and politics and social class and a whole bunch of things.
Is this UN related?
Has she never worked before?
She's worked before, but she's worked for the UN. She's worked for the WHO. She's worked for Engineers Without Borders.
Okay.
She's worked for the Olympic Committee. This is her first time working for normal people.
A company, not like a world organization.
A biomedical. It's private sector, but it's medical manufacturing company.
Cool.
So she's working with people that are it's part of the American medical system and the Canadian medical system. So she's learning a lot about how the American medical system works and politics and stuff. And it's
Okay.
she's like, I met somebody from Ohio who was a Democrat. There's Democrats in Ohio, and it's like, what? What were you thinking?
No Democrats. Ohio.
So she's learning a bunch of. She's learning a lot. It's good. She's having fun.
She's
Cool.
getting ranks up in.
She's ranking up in
ranking
knowledge
up.
local, knowledge knowledge politics, knowledge local.
Cool. Game and more game. We played game on Thursday. We did Demon Watch episode 23, and then I got ready for this game. So game and game.
Watch.
And then on Tuesday we played the in-person game. Every couple weeks I'll do a journal entry for that. So lots of D&D. Whee!
D and Wee.
D and Wee. All right, so why don't we do a quick
I don't get that
recap?
reference.
Let's pray to the
What are you
ISP
referencing?
Lord so your internet doesn't poop to bed again.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's a warm summer day here in Seattle, and that's a good day to pull.
That's
the
a
internet down.
good thing for people not to be on the internet.
Sure. Except
Right.
for
It's not a failure of the service provider. It's actually positive social engineering by the service provider.
Right.
okay. So
Okay.
last game, the episode 60, I called "The Road Paved with Best Intentions." Lemmy, Altagar, and Donovan use planar travel spells to visit Nalbrin, while in the heavens they notice that the denizens of the upper planes are gathering for the war to end all wars. On Nalbrin, they follow the tracks of Sir Galeth, who is on a curse-fueled quest to find an old artifact. They find Sir Galeth has traveled to a place now known as the Isle of Blood, an old place of power that is guarded by celestials that slaughter all those who are deemed unworthy. There are some things, a little more details. There's some things that you learned while on Nalbrin when you spoke to Galeth afterwards. But before that, you had this epic battle with a fallen Solar and some angels that served him that had been bound to this area to guard Arthur's Seat.
Now, I don't want to sit here and toot my own horn, but we were able to find the bits of Arthurian legend through very valid and totally legit proselytization of the five-faced god. And his-
Right, by casting a
Monster.
Dominate
With-
person.
dominate person on the Archbishop of the five-faced god, or of
Nuada.
Nuada, Silverhand. His name was Donned, forcing him to give up the relic, consisting of a piece of handkerchief gifted to Arthur by Guinevere with a drop of Arthur's blood still on it. So you were able to access the Isle of Blood by using that little piece of Arthur.
And we
After
split
defeating
them
the
up
angels, you saved
the three of
Galeth
us.
from being crucified. And he told you some news. Some of the news or things that you learned were winter has yet to release its grip upon the land. An orc strike force is causing great chaos in the Lion's Den. There's an entire continent of people and lands beyond the Lion's Den. This has largely been conquered or is being conquered by the Imperium. Giants are on the move in the east, in the Zode lands. A militant order of druids of Sylvanas are friendly to the Imperium, and that a great number of druids from near and far are gathering at the standing stones of Callan.
Ah, yes. We have to incite uprisal and rebellion within
Right.
this human
Yeah.
kingdom
It's
of
exactly
human imperium.
what we have to do. Exactly what we have to do.
Okay, so Galeth will remain in Arthur's Seat for a time to learn its secrets, while the rest of
We
you
also
move
got
on.
an epic item.
Yes, you found two items
Oh.
that were epic. One was the scabbard that held Excalibur, or Caliburnus, however you want to call the sword. And there are 3 gems. Galeth has already one of them that he has on his person, but the other gem was the Jacinth of Wisdom, which he in great wisdom, while holding it, gave to the dual divine caster, and said, "Here, you can use this, but I want."
Don't lose it.
Don't lose it, and I may call upon you to bring it back because I want to see what happens when we get all 3 gems.
Then we
He's
make
like-
the Infinity Gauntlet. And
then he
we
grabs it and is like,
blow up the
"Getting
moon.
this again."
Well, it's plus
Plus
1 divine
8 to
spellcaster.
wisdom.
Yeah, plus 8 to wisdom, and plus 1
Plus
caster
to
level.
Caster for divine spells.
Yep.
All my spells.
Plus 4 to save DCs. Even if it's a plus 2 versus your normal item, that's just alright.
And then
Yeah.
it is only usable by good creatures.
Okay.
I think we
so-
can work with that. It's still good.
Is Lemmy still neutral good, or has he turned all
Yeah,
neutral
yeah.
and evil?
No.
Okay. All right, so that'll be the key. If Lemmy turns evil, he starts giggling like a crazy clown uncle. Uncle Pinchy.
Oh no, everybody hates Uncle Pinchy.
Weird. I think we're all in weird moods
There
today.
we go.
Yeah, so it's Alder the 22nd, And Galeth will remain in Arthur's seat. So let's go to a map on map 2, and I will make sure that you guys can see what is going on.
That's where I'm supposed to go.
Yep. So here is conversation layer.
We should be on conversation, or we should be on...
Conversation.
Conversation. Okay.
You guys are in the silver... yeah, I don't have a map for Arthur's Seat. I didn't even think you were going there last game.
What?
Well, I don't know why I didn't think we would be going to the wizard place. It said wizard in the name.
I thought that that you
we would do the list of things that we said we wanted to do.
Well, that and
silly DM. Why would you trust us?
Galeth is busy. Let's go do the things we wanted to do. No.
Well, no, it wasn't that he was busy. He was like, I'm fighting demons.
So sometimes I ask the players in between or after game, what do you guys want to do next week, so I can kind of like sanely prepare. But last game was an example of they told me what they wanted to do and then did something completely fucking different. And
we did 2. We came to Nelbert.
Fuck off.
look.
It's all right. It's all right. As a DM, you need to be able to improv and that sort of thing. But
it wasn't that. It's just what the situation we found was like. Okay, Galeth is probably fighting for his life. I was like, oh, the tree, Galeth. Oh, God damn it.
No, it worked out fine. So from a story point of view,
it was awesome. It was epic.
Your companion was. He bit off more than he could chew, and you went and saved him and found a really neat spot, a spot that definitely solves your problem with getting around. As Arthur's Seat itself, the entire island is considered a pocket dimension, and you found on one of the solars, or on the Dark Solar, a planar key.
Rods.
One of the planar keys leads to Arthur's Seat. So you have a way of warping to here.
Knowledge planes, Donovan would like to be able to identify these items with the specific intention of knowing which layer they're on.
Yes.
Also, Donovan did Mythic up, and as fair
boy.
That's right. Yep.
Flexible counterspell as my power, which is awesome.
Yeah, boy.
Is that a swift, is that an immediate action counterspell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't like the blasphemy. We're just going to counter it. And
okay.
Yeah. That's one of the ones.
Just make sure you keep track of your swifts in the round that follows.
Yeah.
It's immediate.
Donovan actually doesn't use his swifts too much. And
yes, Ahmed, it is immediate, which takes up your swift for the next round.
It's a swift.
So, Ahmed, shut up. The mythic spell that he chose was Mythic Wall of Force.
Okay.
Because walls of force that don't get disintegrated or dispelled are awesome.
All right, so give me 3 knowledge planes rolls as you're identifying the rods.
All right.
And I will move the artifact. There's a nice little picture for it. I'll flash it right here. There's the
got it on Lemmy's sheet already.
The order is
with the picture and everything.
You copied into all the text onto your character sheet?
All the stuff. Yeah, because and at the top I said gifted to Lemmy by Galeth. Didn't steal it. Give it to me.
Stole the shit out of it.
I like Mark's reaction. It's like I'm gonna kill Lemmy for it.
Kill Lemmy for it.
Because he's a monk, and monks, could use wisdom as well. Maybe there's a hand.
I had an interesting question. When I cast Magic Fangreator on Altagar, do his fists go? Do they get the plus bonus?
If this actually says it in the spell, I'm gonna get mad.
All right, don't. Never mind. I didn't ask that question. Never mind.
He's asking if Magic Fangreator applies to unarmed attacks, and I bet you there's a line in the spell that says
yes, it applies to unarmed attacks, and why are we even? What's wrong
That's what I mean. It's like read your spell first, and then if you have a question, holy crap!
If you had it in your head, just answer.
Read the goddamn manual, man!
Right.
RTFM.
Holy crap.
There's no need to swear. Somebody screwed
my new players in my Tuesday game that are completely new to role-playing games know to read their spell before asking questions about it.
Sorry. Too late. I've gotten
Okay,
them.
all right. The other option is stop making your character sheet just links to spells. That's the other option, because if you're not going to read it anyway, you don't need a link to it.
We're laughing. We're laughing at his. Okay, so your three rolls.
We're 37, 32, 47.
Yeah. So you do recognize that those 3 planar rods lead to this area, and you have a rough idea of the quality of the rod.
Okay.
The abyss is the first
do we need to hit
layer.
an outer plane before going to the Arthur-Sate?
That's a good question. Give me a roll on the last one.
Another one?
Oh, yeah, another one.
Okay. Another 47.
No.
What was your question,
Demi-planes
Adam?
are considered their own plane.
What was your question, Adam?
We don't need to hop through heaven or the abyss, as we're now left with the option of.
Yeah.
Because we can go directly to Arthur-Sate from anywhere.
There are three. What do you call it?
So
3 rods. One is Arthur. One is the Abyss. Which is the last one? Can't remember.
Outlands. The Outlands is where the base of Yig was, right?
The Outlands is where you
Yeah.
met the hags, where the base of Yig was.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's also the plane that leads to, like, it has like doorways to all the other planes. It's like it's like the center.
So Marty, when we do like a true walk along the plane type game, that looks like it sounds like a cool place.
Shiraz is asking if they want to get marked a sigil again. Or sigil, as weird people pronounce it.
Oh,
weird.
Shiraz here? What's happening?
People were wrong pronouncing it.
I prefer the more sort of francophone sigil. No, I don't. Sigil.
So these are interesting. They're all interesting. They all will work. The Arthur-Sate one particularly. I wonder what happens if somebody does not actually have a token to get to Arthur-Sate. Like a bit. Do you need a bit of Arthur to actually use this rod correctly? Do you get expelled? Does it fail? Can you leave but not come back? Are you trapped within the plane? It's an interesting little conundrum. I mean, obviously the ancient Arthurian people were harsh, he's choosing his words very carefully, rigid in their implementation of their rules, as witnessed by the bound angelic guardians of this place, forced to murder all that enter in some barbaric quest for purity. Interesting.
Well, it looks like we're going to have to split up the rest of these threads amongst the group of us so that we can travel freely here.
Oh, no, don't touch the threads.
It makes the use of this rod very limited. So far, it's only the 3 of us and Galeth that can use this rod.
Well, Donovan is going to focus on looking through the eyes of the High Priest.
Oh, okay. This is your dominate person that lasts for days.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Lasts for 14 days.
you've got a telepathic connection to them. I don't know if you can force your. I don't know if you can look through them.
Yeah, by concentrating fully on the spell, a standard action, you receive full sensory input as interpreted by the mind of the subject,
Okay.
though it still can't communicate to you.
All right, so you're in a dark room, and you get the sense that there are blankets kind of pulled up to your nose. It's warm. There might be a candle on a table at the other side of the room. Yeah, you told him he's going to sleep.
Yeah, he's willing to rest.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can kind of hear him moaning a little bit.
So is he fully aware of what went on?
I don't really know.
Because this is going to be an issue.
No, it won't, because I come back. I'm going back.
Bring him back here, guys. Bring that.
He's lying in, the pontiff is lying in bed. You think you can see his hat and a gown on a chair or hanging in a wardrobe area nearby.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little bit of firelight or like light coming from underneath the door to his room.
So I think I can give him commands.
Read your spell, dude. Damn it.
I'm reading my spell. It's changing your orders is a move action. A standard action is to see through his eyes.
I swear, if there's a line change in the spell.
Yeah, I know. I'll be almost as bad as Ahmed. It's a telepathic link, so I might say that I have to be on the same plane as him, so I might have to like not be in.
Step off.
But even that, I think it doesn't mention anything about planes. Because I could just have him go and
Donovan, the
get us-
puppet master.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
don't
Oh,
worry.
you need to extend this. Extend this by
I've
months.
been very nice to my gentleman friend here. I could have made him stand on one foot for 14 days.
I have to amputate that guy.
Okay. Well, if there's a problem, we can get more. I am certain the High Priest will bestow us more artifacts of Arthur if required.
I'm sure if he sees you again, he's gonna just run for it. Alright. Besides, so which rod do you want, Donovan? Stop talking to your wife, Donovan.
I know. Sorry, I was receiving a sending from across the room.
Right. So, yeah, I'm sure we can get the others. It's fine. What I was questioning then is which rod do you want? Do you want 1 rod, 2 rods?
3 rods, 4?
I am the traveler.
If I only have 1 rod, I'd like to have it that goes someplace nice, but I won't be able to use it on outside of this. Like while on Nalbrin, it's not functional.
What? What?
Because Nalbrin is
Your plane shift is
substandard-
limited. What? What level is it? 6
The
for you?
weave on Nalbrin
Right.
is
Right.
frazzled in a way that
Plane
is
shift
highly
is a higher
frustrating.
spell for you. Plane shift is a higher spell for you. Understood.
Yes. 7th.
In that case,
I'll take the Abyss one.
that's not really the. Do you have planar adaptation, my friend?
Oh, I won't be going.
All right. Okay, Marty, I'll take the outer one and Nalbrin. Or
And the Arthur state? Okay, so
the
I'll
Arthur
paste
state.
that to your character sheet.
Sorry, I didn't. Donovan intends to use it as an attack spell.
I didn't want the abyss, but like, okay, you.
Later
you
when
can
I can
send
actually
people.
do it freely, because I'll
Got
need
it.
2, right?
Where do you keep your rods?
It says rods, the bottom, right before my wands.
Keys? No.
No, so below my gear, staves, rods.
Gear? Stats? Oh, there we go. Okay. I've pasted them in there, and then I'll paste the abyssal rod that Donovan's going to take and send people he doesn't like there.
Well, I'm going to send a devil to the Abyss. It'll be hilarious.
Uh-oh.
Or maybe one of those friggin' bee-boopy robots from Demon Watch. Stupid bee-boopers.
You're making reference to the Inevitables?
The Inevitables, yeah.
Come on, Donovan will be an awesome lawful neutral bard. He'd be the voice of law. The voice of law and
Why
no
are
fun.
you doing this?
The Voice of Law is actually a pretty solid name for a lawful neutral bard.
All right.
There's lots of charming and
all right.
That sounds like a cool character concept. Damn it, Marty!
Okay, so
so
what are you guys
Gareth's
doing?
going to be busy. We could actually go and get Dane Kinderno.
You're gonna pick
Well,
up
this would be a
Dinkinder
good
finally?
experiment. I believe this should work. If you go, you should be able to come back. What will be interesting is whether or not Danekinder can come back, based off of the need or lack of need of bits of...
He wouldn't be able to come back.
Galeth? Galeth?
Yes?
Sorry.
Galeth is tending to Tordeflon.
What did you get from Arthur?
He reflexively kind of grabs his chest, like he might have a little bag around his neck that he's got. A bit of his armor. Why?
Is it a big bit?
Perhaps there's something around
head.
here that belongs. Perhaps there's another piece around here. I mean, I'm assuming Arthur was here, was everywhere. Like, is there a comb or a brush or anything?
Did Tordeflon have a piece?
He thinks for a moment. We were in the same boat.
That didn't make any difference. We came together and only.
But a paladin's mount is
It's
sort of a
different.
mystical thing that kind of shares properties, like how wizards can teleport with their mounts, even though they couldn't.
Tordeflon was dismissed at the time.
Right. So the question then is.
He can dismiss his mount, right? He's got that.
Yeah,
ability?
No,
he
it's
should be able
cavalier
to.
mount, so it doesn't.
Oh,
or at least
okay.
he couldn't before. Maybe it can now. When it turned mythic, I don't know what happened. Because I thought he actually has a cavalier mount, not a.
I kind of remember him sticking his mount into a.
He has a spell to turn it into a little statue.
Yep.
So it was a statue.
Yep.
So
Interesting. So this means that you should probably be able to plane shift Danekinder in. That would be my guess. Question is whether Danekinder can leave.
why?
Time
What do you
for an
mean?
experiment.
Leave what? But if-
Galeth frowns at the word experiment in Arthur's Sate.
if he
If
wouldn't be
they
able to
left
come in.
a manual that contained all the rules for the plane, then we wouldn't need to experiment.
Marty Lemmy's looking around for hair, for a brush, for something like that.
Even if
There's
you did,
hair
you'd
everywhere.
hit-
There's dead bodies. This place was like a
Not
bathtub
in this
full
place.
of dead people.
Not in
Oh,
the nice area.
not in the Dawn Hall. That's correct.
The Dawn Hall had
Dawn Hall
invisible
should be-
servants that were cleaning it of dust and things.
Yes.
Okay, so where did they clean it? Where did they? Lemmy knock some put some dust on the ground or whatever. They move the dust somewhere. Where do they take it to?
Okay, so you wait hours, a couple of hours, and nothing happens to the dirt.
Okay, so I'm not gonna wait a couple hours. Like if it doesn't happen in like a minute, like okay, the hell with it. Lemmy's going to scry on the unicorn.
Okay, this is
Greater.
This is Galeth's cohort
It's
Yeah.
by the name
it's,
of
Search of the Sea.
Kiaran.
Kieran. Yeah.
Yep. So I'm greater scrying.
Okay, Kiaran has a will save of only +10. We'll make that +12 because they've leveled, maybe. And you have a bit of his fur.
And I know him well.
Okay, Kieran gets 14.
And it's
Okay.
on a different plane. So
Still.
He gets 14. He fails.
yeah, he adds.
Even if
you
he didn't have the
basically
fur.
have you net add 5 to the DC.
So yeah, no. Because this is cast as a 15th with a mythic, it's a 17th. Caster level 17.
Oh, +1 for your
2 mythic.
2
one
mythic
from the
and,
gem.
and the 1 from the gem. Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's gonna be interesting spells casting here.
So you see Kiaran. Let me put down his token for those that don't remember what
and
he looks
there's-
like.
Just 2 things that I want to do with this scrying. I want to listen in on. I want to see who he's talking to, who the people are, and like get an idea of who's who, and also study the location so we can teleport to them.
Okay. I'm actually
If
going
he's
to move. I'm going to
stable
move
or-
him to a map because he is moving around.
Yeah, I want to know get a couple of areas I can study. Maybe something out of the way, something in the area. You know what I mean?
you only see the immediate vicinity of where he's standing, so you're
10
at
feet.
you're at the mercy of.
Of him.
Yep.
Donovan tries to cast a message spell through the scrying.
Okay.
And it works reliably,
Um,
actually. Hold on, give me a sec.
Ahmed rolls a check to see if it works.
It should work. Give me a sec. Yeah, the
Yes,
spell
but
functions
you
like
guys
accept
you guys know that message spells across planar boundaries aren't working too
are
well.
messed up. Right. So the spell, additionally, all of the following spells function reliably through the sensor. Detect, message, read, tongues.
Donovan tries to cast a message spell at
Okay.
Kieran.
And it's coming through as static.
Okay.
Karen's looking around, and you notice that Kjarn is talking to Gnarl Crown.
Gnarl Crown?
Yep.
Oh, we can have a fight.
They are standing next to these really large plinths of stone, and you can see Gnarl Crown is there. It's early in the morning too, so the sun is peeking through the standing stone, kind of like that. There is another person that is standing nearby their circle. Give me a second. Let's see. I'm going to roll a d9.
Ahmed.
Yep. Give me a sec. I want to study the area he's standing in right now. A D9, you said, Marty?
Yep.
Okay. 1.
Lawful good.
Okay. There's this really old druid. His face is almost completely disappeared in his own beard.
Bet he's got bird poo in his beard somewhere.
He's probably got his own poo in his beard
You
somewhere.
can see him just kind of like chewing on a bit of his beard, like his mouth is sort of moving. You don't know if he's actually saying anything. Kjaran's like shaking his head because he's got the static in his ears.
Donovan is going to Morse code the static if possible.
Is everything all right, Kjaran? I'm not sure. Oh, you could roleplay Kjaran if you want, Adam, given that you used to be your cohort. I used to be your...
I don't. He was. I don't know. Kieran will roll a spellcraft check.
Okay.
I don't remember what a spellcraft was. I remember it wasn't very good. NPCs. Kieran.
The Zode Father just sniffs at the air. You see him sniffing, and then he wiggles his fingers, and he dispels the spell that's affecting Kjaran.
33 is his spellcraft check.
Okay. Your scrying ends.
Am I able to study the area?
Well, you saw where they were standing.
That's enough.
The Zode Father just basically went and got rid of your spell.
He has to roll, doesn't he?
Yeah, I just did.
Aw. Oh, dang. You didn't even look at the dice. Yeah, he dispels it.
He's a badass.
Falls off the table. He doesn't even get it. He throws it in the garbage. All right.
Where's the die?
All right. So. All right. So we know where they are.
20, I guess. There we go.
We know where they are. We can get there, but there is something else I want to do. I want to be able to teleport to the entrance to this lake very quickly. All right.
Lake?
So I'm gonna. The entrance to the Isle of Blood.
We don't need to teleport to the entrance of the Isle of Blood.
If I don't need to use a rod, then I prefer not to.
Why? It's a perfect rod. It's perfect. Look at this
you didn't
thing.
say that.
It's perfect by all.
Perfect then. All right.
In all honesty, it's safer than your teleport spells.
Nalburn? The rod in Nalburn you're talking about?
Yeah, the rod to Arthur's Seat.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Then let's.
His rod in Nalburn is...
Why would
is-
you want to? This one will get you here. That other one will get you to some barge or something.
You can relax now. You can relax. All right, I got it. All right, let's. Well, let's get off the island and teleport. You guys ready?
I'm going to remain here, says Galeth, reminding you, just in case you forgot.
Galeth, if you want to leave us a message of where you're going and what you're doing, leave it perhaps on that table over there. Just so, because it looks like messaging doesn't work anymore. I can't message you. If you could tell, it was just static when I tried to message you earlier.
Galeth has other things on his mind, but he does hear your request, and he just nods.
Okay.
What he doesn't have on his mind is a lingering questy curse.
Exactly.
Yeah, we removed that. Did you put that in the XP, by the way?
You can see him... Yes, I did. You can see him considering something about this place.
In
We're going to be using it like a closet.
Spells limited at 5th.
Yep.
Unless we find the magic thing that makes other magic work, which would be awesome. Just saying. Meta magic spells, are they also limited to...
They're the circle of the thing you cast.
So you could do like a maximized empowered fireball.
No, if it uses a... Well... No.
Okay, just checking, because it's weird on the effects.
Yep.
It's fine.
But you can use your 6-level spells, 6-level circles to
make 5s.
To make 5s.
And my 7th just to show off. Oh, I'm going to use a 7th for this shout spell. I think we're ready.
Right, this
I
is a
don't
new
believe
day, right?
we're going to a place of druids, so I don't think we really need a disguise. I would assume.
No, we don't need a disguise. Alright, I do prep... Hold on, because I have way more spells. Way more spells now. I am prepping more plane shifts.
Altagar's like, so what are we doing?
We're going to plane shift over to Nalbryn. Actually, we're just going to step off. We're going to step off the island.
I understand that is a near term, but how does what we have learned affect our long-term goals? Being access to Yig is one of them.
I don't know. We gotta find out where Yig is. Isn't it over there somewhere?
I'm not simply going to Yig.
It's Big Tree.
Because it's I want to open it up. I want to reconnect to it. We need to get to Crucible, and there's a lot of things I need to do on Yig. I don't plan on doing them now.
But we need to get we need to get King Lokrik before we go to Crucible. He wants to go there.
That's right. Right.
This is okay. Sorry, I should be more clear when I speak. That is a long-term goal. I mean, when we get to the circle with the druids, what are we trying to do there?
I don't know. Talk to them, make peace with them.
Understand what their goals are, and.
I mean, originally the goal was to pacify the druid population, but they are crucifying the druid population.
But there's some, like, grand meat of druids all over the place, right? Not just from this place.
Yes. So, being allies with them...
He smiles at
like
Donovan like he got it right.
Okay.
So, we probably should be friendly with them.
Right, but Nalroot's not gonna... Crown's not gonna be friendly with me.
But Gnarl Crown doesn't know me.
He does not know you, and I'm actually quite upset with him. But we'll deal with that when we get there. You haven't met my cousin.
You're correct, I have not met your cousin.
He's a troublemaker.
Who's Gnarl Crown? Do you want me to smash him in the face for you?
No.
I would like to do a knowledge on Gnarl Crown.
Gnarl Crown
does Donovan know
our
Gnarl
elder.
Sure.
He's our elder in our village, my home village. And my cousin disguised himself as me, went in, and did some horrible things. And they believe it was me.
Give me a roll, Donovan.
Knowledge bard, knowledge nobility, knowledge nature, knowledge planes.
Nature or religion.
Okay. Oh, natural one. 28.
You thought Gnarl Crown was a title.
Is he a Gnarl Crown? Or the Gnarl Crown?
It's like a druidic title.
Is it your Gnarl Crown or a different Gnarl Crown?
Was it the same one, Marty?
You just know him as Narlcron.
It sounded like the same one. It's his name, as far as I knew.
All right.
Donovan suspects the title of Narlcron can be passed down. It's sort of an archdruid thing. Usually to other treants, kind of thing.
He's going to be rather formidable, considering it should be a very large tree. Treant.
Yeah, just make me a big elemental and I'll just smash him while you stand back and laugh.
This would be appropriate, except druids are very tricksy people. Although here, if they're limited in their magics...
I do not expect a fight. And if it does come down to that, if it comes down to it, we'll plane shift. So stay close to me.
Yeah, okay.
But
more so you stay close to us. Sometimes it's hard to find you when you're running around. Getting yourself stuck in things.
He's laying down the law. Is that his law face?
I don't know. It's looking like a negotiation, which means he's obviously not talking to a child, because you don't negotiate with children. A la Bush.
If you do, it's a bad thing. They will take you for all you're worth. Okay.
Alright. Just casting some 7th circle spells right there. Alright. Right, just stay close. Stay close together and we'll plane shift if we need to. Alright?
Alright. How much does he not like you?
Called me an apostate. Think I've stolen many of their treasures and I don't know what else. I've wronged many people, apparently.
Do you have any of their stolen treasures on you?
And, I will search myself. No. If I have rods to Yig, I swear I'm gonna... You're welcome. And it's like a note from Remmy. Oh, you son of a...
Nope, Remy's doing other things right now.
I have to kill that.
The reason for this particular line, Marty, was we just had a thief god dwarf guy try to do this to us just yesterday.
Yep. So you guys check your things for extra stuff, and nothing's missing. There's nothing extra.
Yep.
All right.
Are you saying Marty's a one-trick pony?
No. I'm saying if it's fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice. Yep. Oh no.
Yep.
What?
All right. So let's step off the island. Let's step off the island and teleport. All right.
All right.
Okay. So you guys leave Arthur's Seat. You could leave the Silver Castle. You go down to the beach, and then
we'll get a raft.
Why don't you plane shift us there?
Oh yeah, I could do that. Right, I'm not limited.
Wait, why did we walk all the way down here? Not that I didn't mind the walk, but
it's a nice walk. It's a nice area.
All this beach is full. Look at all the bones.
Yeah,
it could use a clean.
We're gonna have to clean all this stuff. All right. Grab hands.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, by cleaning I mean that somebody else can do the cleaning.
We're not cleaning it. Somebody else.
Yeah, maybe some of Gallus people can clean it.
We need to separate. We need to.
I do a different sort of cleaning.
Donovan makes a bluff check to conceal the fact that he's planning on trying to bring Gallus to... He wants to switch Gallus people to a different people. A different kind of people.
Yeah, I'm not even sure how you... Yeah, no one's interrogating you about that right now, so...
No one cares.
Donovan has his own thoughts.
Yeah, he doesn't join in the joke. He's having a thought.
Hey,
all right.
You awake? Says Altagar. Gives you a nudge.
Lost in thought.
All right, let's
So you know how to talk to these druids, right? You're an elf, right? Sort of the same thing.
I can speak with the druids.
Yeah, okay.
All right,
Altagar's just looking around.
ready, fellas? Okay. Lane
Yeah.
shift to Nalbrin, D100.
Okay, give me D100. You're using a mythic point
Yes.
to mythic point
mythic
shift, so you
point
arrive
to
right on
noted
spot.
Yep.
Okay, so we'll go to the standing stones at Callan. The old unicorn has moved. You do see that Gnarlcrown has his back is facing you, and there are lots of other druids and strange-looking giants as well. So there's another treant chatting to Gnarlcrown.
Donovan is going to shift his clothing into an appropriately druidy-looking robe.
Leaves and stuff.
There is a forest giant
Oh, it's the green giant!
talking to a
Green
bunch
giant.
of firbolgs, which
makes my
basically look like ogre-sized Scotsmen. That's effectively how I could describe firbolgs. And then
Awesome.
a ton of other druids are standing around the circle in different areas.
Donovan shifts his whitish outfit to a more greenish outfit.
There are dozens and dozens of little animals and critters, and then like prowling around in the plains, kind of around the circle, and then there's kind of forest around that. Are like lots and lots of very large large animals, like great bears, panthers, great cats. A flock of these weird axe beak birds. There might be other snakes slithering around in a large area, like many. There are little camps as well, like not all these druids came alone. They might have come with like large groups of druids. Any of these little animals flying around, could be a druid.
Right.
At least there's a dozen or so. There could be more. And this great circle of stones, the standing stones at Callan, you can feel ripples of power coming off of it, Lemmy. Lemmy feels it.
Does this place have the same sort of headache that the rest of Nalbern has?
You don't know. It seems to be emanating from inside the circle, but you guys appeared on the outside of the circle.
Right.
Okay.
Let me just check my notes for a second, because there's a lot of
Okay.
druids and people here.
I'm going to
Okay, so start summoning.
I disintegrate
Fight
Lemmy.
Yeah,
Did Lemmy arrive as Lemmy, or is he...
Yeah.
Okay.
As Lemmy.
Give me a knowledge nature first, because I'm sure you're curious about some of the big things that are wandering
Oh yeah,
around.
yeah. I want to know what's. Hey guys.
There's a huge creature here.
28.
There are several huge creatures here. The treants, you guys can obviously recognize because you've been around treants because of Lemmy. 28 knowledge nature. The large giant is a forest giant. They are great burly giants that live in the deep woods. Their skin ranges from green to the color of bark. Sometimes they're so big that they allow little trees to grow along the cracks in their skin. They have minor druidic powers, and they're very strong because of how big they are. They see themselves as defenders of forests against the encroaching civilization. With a 28, you know that they either flip between good or evil. They're kind of like cloud
They
giants.
don't have any moderation. They're just
no, they're
extreme
really
personality.
they're really sour. This guy is bending down. He's actually kind of like leaning down and talking to some of these other giants. Give me a knowledge nature for the smaller giants.
17.
You think they're called Firbolg, although you could be mistaken. They're not as brutish looking as ogres, but they're like just really big men. All of their weapons seem to be too big even for their large forms. Like the weapons they're wielding are probably suitable for this guy's hands. Big axes and clubs.
Druids with axes, huh? Interesting.
Yeah.
They're clustered together and chatting. You notice that the Zode Father is actually standing in the middle of the circle, and he's like praying. There are some others that notice your arrival. Greetings, friends, on behalf of the Imperium and the many worlds in which the reservations reside. I, Archdruid of Sylvanas, Lavistian, welcomes you to the Great Moot.
What language is he speaking?
Druidic?
Okay. Pleasure to meet you, Donovan Delahan.
Lemmy-O. Stematon priest.
Stematon? Oh, wonderful. I was speaking to the great leader of the Stematon priests, Gnarlcrown, about the wonders of Yggdrasil. I look forward to returning to tell my superiors all about this great find.
You can't blame me for that. That's you.
Facepalm. That'll be fantastic. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in time to come.
Yes. Yes, we will.
It is a pleasure to meet you. I must speak with my...
Lemmy-O, this guy has, like, probably he's pushing the boundary of how much metal he can wear before it affects his druid spells.
Right.
He's got gold links and little bits of gold, and...
We slip him a couple of copper coins.
Oh, I can't transform. Oh.
He looks like he might be elven, and he does glance and he nods to Donovan. His skin is a little bit grayish, though.
Knowledge...
Nature,
I guess?
Sure.
32!
He's half-drow?
Interesting.
Yeah, I was gonna say drow.
What are the Mythloran elves' thoughts on drow in general?
Drow are the corrupted children of Arushni. Give me a knowledge religion or a knowledge history.
Okay. 44.
Corallan was betrayed by Arushni. She was banished to the Abyss, and then she came back and caused the fall of the entire Drow population. They are demon-worshipping scum that would take advantage of Mythloros and its weakness relative to its strength in centuries prior.
Okay.
They're a little better than demon worshippers still. The fact that she's a successful demon goddess scares them.
Being only half, it might not be his fault. Although we're going to keep an eye on him, and he works for the Imperium, so he's kind of got to be a scumbag anyway.
Yeah.
And which reservation world do you come from?
Who's he talking to?
Donovan. He speaks in Elven to you.
I do not come from a reservation world.
Interesting. And which world do you come from? I do not recognize your dress.
That's because he made it up.
It is because I made it up. My people hail from Crucible.
Crucible. Ah. We have heard of that world.
Yes. Dragons overran it.
Yes. Apparently
For
your
now.
people were not strong enough.
No people were strong enough against those dragons. But it's not a people that I need to remove them from there. It's a bunch of heroes.
It is the doom of those that place their trust in such degenerate races. The dragons had their time. It is time for us to allow another race to have theirs.
The problem with the dragons is that they ruled with disregard to the freedom and respect to the other races, and their religions, that's the problem and the downfall of the dragons.
Not all dragons behave as such.
No, there are some good ones, that's true. But the ones on Crucible?
Do not worry. Eventually the Imperium will turn their eyes towards this world and conquer it in the name of the five-faced god.
Oh, we got other plans.
I am sure they will not stand for long for this corruption and destruction to live close to their holdings.
So what world do you hail from?
I come from many worlds, and I walk many.
Right. As do we.
I look forward to speaking to your Gnarl Crown more about establishing a shrine to Sylvanas on Yggdrasil. What better place to have great druids than the very tree that holds the multiverse together? Sylvanas will grow strong there, alongside the mighty tree.
Well, we'll have to discuss that, yeah.
Yes, as I said, I will discuss it with Gnarlcrown.
Does not the five-faced god stifle that of Sylvanas?
Stifle? What do
Yes.
you mean? A well-tended and orderly nature is good for civilization.
It is, but is that what is good for nature? Nature is itself inherently chaotic.
I see. Allowing things to remain chaotic and unnurtured is how we ended up in this state to begin with. Your thoughts are old elven ways. They are defunct.
In
Simply, they may simply just be more pure.
in
Pure or not,
we seem-
it is not
we seem-
the future of things.
we seem to have two different thoughts, which is fine. We are allowed to coexist with our two different thoughts and beliefs. Correct?
I have come here with a message to the druids that have assembled here. We were not expecting you, but I suppose if you are Stematon, then you are a servant of Gnarlcrown's. Are you not?
Perhaps.
As for the rest of you, the giants are over there, he points to Altagar.
No, we stay together. We remain together.
Very well. Lemmy-O, Stematon. And you introduce yourself as Donovan, right?
Yeah.
And Donovan
I
of
myself
Crucible.
as Donovan Delahan.
Levistinian.
He wanders over and
I'm gonna go see Naruto.
We are going to have such an argument about evolution in a second
Yeah.
here. Oh my god.
All right. So he whispers to these two guys. All right. See the big tree over there? Yeah, that's Naruto. He probably doesn't
Okay.
like me right now.
Kiaran comes wandering over to Lemmy-O.
Kiaran, how you doing, friend?
Lemmy. Go ahead and... He's probably curious about
Lemmy.
how,
Galeth as well.
how
Galeth as well.
How is Galeth on his
Galeth,
quest?
Galeth as well. Galeth as well. He's not cursed anymore. That's been lifted off him, and he's doing fairly well. We met with him. He's fine. His steed is fine. We will communicate. We will speak more details afterwards. All right. Is there anything specific you wish to know?
Galeth is a driven man.
He
Without the influence of the magics upon him, what drives him now?
he's still driven, and I'm not sure what his goals are right now. However,
If you blow that damn hunting horn one more time, I swear I'm going to shove it up your ass. But we should call the Great Hunt. The Great Hunt shall purge this world of all evil. Yes, but when will they stop hunting? How many big game will fall? How many great things will fall if we call the Great Hunt? It does
has
not
the horn?
matter. What's that?
Who has the
No,
horn?
they said if they keep blowing the horn.
Emberlock of the Hunt Caller has a horn in his hands, and there's this guy.
There's a guy here blowing his vuvuzela.
There's a guy in his face about it. He's